Hi, good evening to you. If you are online and watching this webinar live, and good day to you if you're seeing the recorded version on YouTube. Thank you for choosing to spend this part of the day with us. My name is P. Venkatraman and I'm the Chief Running Evangelist of YouTube Can Run. Our mission is to promote running for good health, and we do everything that is necessary to promote running all across the country. Amongst the many things that we do are webinars like this, and more specifically, we have come out with with a trainer's logbook, which is what this webinar series is about. So the trainer's logbook is basically a logbook that is meant to help trainers and trainees keep a record and structure their relationship so that both of them derive value and benefit from that relationship. So the logbook is like your child's report card or calendar, where you monitor the progress of how you are doing health wise, and it's meant to be done every quarterly. There are 5 sections, and we have done the earlier webinars deal about the various sections. It is priced at rupees 50 rupees, very reasonable, almost cost to cost. We are not even covering the cost of the shipping, which is free. And the idea of doing something like this is that the trainer and the trainee must be able to have a relationship that is fruitful for both and satisfactory for both. So today the topic is about the part initial screening. Earlier we covered with notes to the trainer and the informed consent. The initial screening is a little bit longer and needs a more in-depth understanding. And the idea of webinars like this is to expand on what the book already has, because there's not everything that you can put in the book. So look upon these webinars as a necessary addition to the logbook itself. So let's take this part that is the initial screening, and we will do up to the exercise history bit today, and that should take us about 15 minutes. And after that, if you have any questions, I'm free to answer. If you're online, then there's a monitor on my left here, and if you type anything, I can see you type and I can answer back live. And if not, then if you're watching the YouTube version, then please feel free to write comments below the YouTube, and I'll be happy to come back and respond to them. Thank you very much for that. So getting into that without much ado, getting back into the topic, the initial screening, of course, the first bits are the name of the person, the address as complete as possible with PIN code, everything, the phone number. Mobile is of course preferable nowadays. You can create a WhatsApp group or an SMS group of your trainees. The email ID, which is again something that has become kind of normal to have. So the email ID, the date of birth. I would prefer somebody to write the full date of birth, the age, of course, and then the height in feet and inches, or in just 1 minute, in feet and inches, or in centimeters, whatever you prefer. Then the column is educational qualification and occupation. So typically one likes to know what is the educational qualification, of course the highest educational qualification of the trainee. And the purpose of this is that you know how to behave with that person. To an engineer, talk like an engineer. To an accountant, talk like an accountant. You know what analogies to use, what examples to quote. It always helps you to know that. And the second is occupation, because the occupation is very important. How much of time does he have? Is it a very high pressure kind of job? Is it something that can he spare time, or will he be absent in many training sessions? So the occupation gives you an idea of that, and how much can he adhere. Does it involve a lot of traveling? Does it involve a lot of late night phone calls to US clients, for example? So occupation can give you that. And I would recommend that after he fills in, these are topics that you should expand on whatever he has filled in. The emergency contact name, should an emergency arise. the phone number of the emergency contact, and the nature of the relationship, brother, sister, doctor, wife, whatever. So those are the general information, and I like to keep an Excel sheet of this. So I like to enter it and keep it in an Excel sheet. Enter all the phone numbers into my phone, and I create a WhatsApp group of all my trainees. So that way, and create a Google group of all your email IDs. So that way, it becomes easier for you to manage all the trainees that you have and share common information, etc. Then we get into the real bit, the exercise history. There are only 4 questions here, but they are very significant questions. Uh, the first question reads, "What is your exercise background?" And though one should not lead the trainee into answers, but one can always expand and try to make the trainee understand. Like, for example, has a person been an athlete in school? Has he won any medals? Has he represented his college? Has he been regular swimmer or played badminton? So something about his background, to know when was the last he was running, training, whatever, how sedentary he has been. Generally, to know whether he has loved exercise when he was small, whether he was active person when he was young. Well, so we know that there's a joy in coming back, or whether he has been sedentary all his childhood. All his childhood was probably in an apartment complex where there was no games to play, for example, a very sad childhood, and stuff like that. So that is something that you can get out of this. The next question is, do you exercise regularly? And very few will say yes, very few will say no. But we follow it up with the, if so, how many times a week? So, there, I got you kind of question. So somebody will say regularly, and then if we say how many times a week, he'll say, no, man, I had a gym membership about 6 months back, but it's, something like that. So the idea of this questions again is that, one must ask for the same information in different ways so that you get the correct information. Otherwise, if you just ask one question and he answers something that is not correct, it might lead you to an incorrect premise about him as a trainee. So the idea is to ask questions. Do you exercise regularly, and if so, how many times a week? Will kind of zero down and give you a much better idea of what he's doing. The last is, what kind of exercises, physical activities do you like? So this is very important according to me, because this gives an idea of what the person likes. And we all have fascination, we all develop liking for certain things in life. I like Chinese, somebody likes Italian, somebody likes Garka Khana, somebody likes Pav Bhaji on the street. Everybody has his own favorite liking. And with exercise also it is like that. So some people don't like to swim at all, some people don't like to run at all, some people say I can barely run in the treadmill, some people will tell you I like to do workout in the gym. So everybody has certain memories associated and liking. So by asking these questions, it is possible to on activities that will see the maximum health benefit for him. So that is the idea of asking this question: what kind of exercises, physical activity do you like? Of course, ultimately, you may have to make him like certain activities that are desirable for him, but which probably has not been introduced to in a pleasant way. As a trainer, that will be your job to see that he likes the things that are essential for him. But for the moment, let's capture what his likes are and see if we can work within those likes. So those are the questions in the exercise history. It's a small portion, it's a very quick portion, but we'll history the longer one, and we'll do that in the next webinar, because then this would get too long. So the medical history is crucial, because the risk assessment and the initial profiling of the candidate, of the trainee, happens in this section. So that this section will have to be read with the notes to the trainer, and we will deal with that in a much greater depth the next time. So before we end this up, this book is available for sale, and this blog post and this YouTube video will have links on how to buy this trainer's book. We also have the Sofa to 5K book, which is our marquee publication based on the SOFA to 5K plan that we have. And we will put links to that book also in the show notes. And please consider that is a book that every runner must buy and give to his non-running friends. So thank you very much for being with us and spending this part of the day for us. And I see that we don't have any questions yet. So I'll say goodbye and thank you very much. And subscribe to this channel. We are very regular in putting up the videos and the webinars. So you will benefit a lot. Thank you very much. Bye.